The TikTok algorithm has recently changed, and if you don't adapt to the 7 changes I share with you in this video, it's going to cause a decrease in the amount of reach that you're getting, and you could already be seeing this because you need to start changing the types of sounds you're using, the type of content you're creating, the length of content you're creating, and so many other things that I'm going to share with you towards the end of this video, because I will warn you, if you skip just one of these things, it's going to be the reason that you don't get the growth results that you want, like this creator right here that recently gained over 800,000 followers simply by implementing the advice I'm going to share with you in this video, and you can do the same exact thing and get monetized on TikTok in a really short period of time if you simply adapt to this latest algorithm. Change number 1 is you need to make sure that you're spreading out your posts correctly, but more importantly, you need to make sure that TikTok is giving you multiple views on a single type of content every single time that you go to upload something to TikTok. And the only way that you're gonna make this happen is if you're uploading content in spurts. So what you wanna make sure that you do is you wanna make sure that whatever topic you're gonna be creating content on is something that your ideal audience is going to be really interested in. And then you wanna do 2, 3, even 4 posts about it, because the way that TikTok works is TikTok will show people one of those videos, and if they engage with it, then while they're still on TikTok, they're gonna get shown those other 2, 3, or 4 videos. And what this means is that you're gonna end up getting 2, 3, 4 views per viewer on TikTok. And then guess what happens the next time they log on to TikTok? They see even more of your content, but this is only going to happen if you create content that's on the same topic. And the way that TikTok is actually gonna figure this out is based on the hook, based on the description, based on the transcript of the piece of content, but also needs to be around the same length, because here's how TikTok actually works. If somebody logs onto TikTok and watches a 7-second video, they get shown more 7-second videos. If they watch a 60-second video, then they don't get shown those 7-second videos. So if you wanna keep hitting the same audience over and over again, and you're spreading your posts out correctly, you're gonna make sure that you're uploading content in a similar length on a similar topic in a really short period of time, being just a few days, so that TikTok knows that they can keep pushing out that content. And that's exactly why I would strongly recommend that you upload 1 to 3 times a day on TikTok right now. And I'm not saying that 3 times is better than 1. I'm simply saying that you need to test this for your niche, because how many times you can post a day is going to completely depend on how frequently there's new information within your niche and how many posts your audience actually wants to see from you. But that's not the only change that you need to make, because you also need to be changing the type of content that you're creating on TikTok, because there are 3 new types of content that TikTok is pushing like absolutely crazy, and a lot of these are things that TikTok has never really pushed before. First and foremost, custom video memes are doing absolutely great right now, and there are a few different ways that you can do this. Essentially, what you want to do is you want to use the CapCut template for a specific meme on TikTok, and then you want to put in something custom. For example, you could put in your own text, you could put in your own photo that it's reacting to, or you could even use one of those AI avatars in this, and these posts are going crazy right now. And the reason that they're going crazy is because they're really short, they're really funny, they're to the point, and they hit one of the new metrics that TikTok really cares about. If you don't know what that metric is, I'm gonna share it with you in just a little bit. And if you're having a hard time guessing it, well, you probably don't know what it is. But that second type of content that you need to make sure that you're uploading are going to be lives, because TikTok is pushing lives more than they ever have before. In fact, I was saying 6 months ago that you should be going live, but it's even more important to be going live today, because TikTok is pushing this like crazy. And the way that they're pushing it is they're pushing lives as videos on the For You page. In fact, if you scroll your For You page right now, they got rid of how many ads they were showing on TikTok. They actually lowered the number of ads that they're showing, and now they're showing more lives than anything else. So you need to make sure that you are going live so you can get caught up in that feed, because it's one of the easiest ways to get more followers and to get more views right now. Because similar to spreading out your content correctly, if somebody spends 15 seconds on one of your lives, then guess what? When they come out of live or they come back to TikTok and they're just scrolling the For You page, they're then going to see one of your videos. And imagine if you could get 1,000 people to watch 15 seconds, it's gonna lead to an extra 1,000 views, or 10,000 people, or 100,000 people. Now you guys are seeing the opportunity here. And this brings me to the last type of content that you really need to make sure that you're doing, and it's going to be photo carousels. I cannot emphasize how important these are right now. If you are not uploading every type of content that TikTok is pushing, it's going to lead to a massive decrease in the amount of views that you're getting. And there's a very good reason for this. If you would have just scrolled on the TikTok For You page like a year ago, you would have seen 1 ad for every 8 posts. You wouldn't have seen any lives, and you wouldn't have seen any photos. All you would have seen were videos. So the smartest thing to do would have been to create videos. But if you scroll on TikTok today, it doesn't look like that. You'll see a few ads, you'll see a few photos, you'll see a few videos, videos, you'll see a few lives. So guess what? If you're not creating every single type of content that you can be creating on TikTok, well then you're actually going to get less reach, because let's say that they're only pushing actual TikTok videos in 2 of the 8 spots, well then you're missing out on 75% of the potential reach you could have gotten if you started creating those other types of content. Now, before we get into other rules of the current TikTok algorithm, like what metrics they actually want to see on your post in order for your post to go viral, or how long your post should be, I did want to emphasize how big of an opportunity it is right now to rank for search on TikTok, because we're still in the early days of this. If you would have been on the internet in the last 10 years, you would have heard the term search engine. Essentially, all that meant was people going to YouTube, doing a search for something, or somebody going to Google and doing a search for something. But now we're starting to see social search engines. What does that mean? That most people under the age of 35 are coming onto TikTok to do searches for things, and if your videos aren't showing up there because you're going after the right SEO metrics or tracking your SEO on TikTok, well, you're missing a huge opportunity, because 24/7 people are searching things related to your niche, and if your videos show up there, you're gonna hit the right audience, get the right metrics, and it's going to make you go viral. But I do have some bad news when it comes to trying to rank for search on TikTok. Right now, TikTok doesn't actually tell you if your posts are ranking for search, but lucky for you, if you start using the tool Metricool, it's going to tell you exactly where your views are coming from on TikTok, so you can determine whether or not you're ranking for search, and you can fix your content so that you do rank for search. Because if you haven't heard, TikTok is actually paying creators that rank for search on TikTok extra money in the TikTok rewards program. And that's exactly why, if you're serious about growing on TikTok, Metricool is a must-use app, because it's going to help you increase the amount of reach that you're getting, the amount of followers that you're getting, and the amount of money that you're able to make from TikTok. So what are you waiting for? Go to that pinned comment below and sign up for 30 days free access to any of Metricool's premium plans with code ROBERT. And that's not the only thing that Metricool allows you to do. They also allow you to search for the best hashtags for the content that you're going to be posting, and they have an AI description generator that you can use to come up with a funny description, a short description, a long description, and you could stop wasting time having to come up with the description that you write or the hashtags that you're using, because Metricool is literally going to do that for you. So what are you waiting for? Go to the pinned comment below and register for 30 days free access to any of their premium plans with code ROBERT. It's going to help you increase your views, increase your followers, and ultimately make more money from TikTok. Now, when it comes to the metrics that TikTok actually cares about, if they're gonna determine whether or not they're gonna push out your post to more than just 200 to 300 people, you need to focus on either one of two things. The first thing that you could focus on is getting 33% of people to share your content. So what you wanna do is take the number of shares you have, divide it by the number of likes that you have, and if that number is over 33%, TikTok is going to keep pushing out your content, because they wanna emphasize content that gives out shares right now. And this is the first time that their algorithm is actually emphasizing content like this. Or what you need to be focused on is the amount of retention that you're getting within your post. And this is gonna change whether you're uploading long form content or if you're uploading short form content. If you're uploading content that is really short, you need to be getting 100% audience retention, and you need to be focused on how many replays you get. And the only way that's going to happen is if it's something really funny or really educational in a really short period of time and people wanna watch the video again, or if you do a loop in the video. Now, if your content's over 60 seconds long, you need to make sure that you're hitting 3 different things. First and foremost, 70% of people still watching after the first 3 seconds. This really comes down to having a good hook and choosing a topic people are actually interested in. The second thing is you need to aim for 50% of people still watching halfway through the video, and then finally, you need your completion rate to be as high as humanly possible. And you can actually look at the audience retention graphs on TikTok now to be able to determine where you went wrong. And if you go back to step number 1, you should be creating multiple posts on the same topic on TikTok right now so that they show all those posts to the same audience. And what you ideally should be doing is learning from each post. So maybe in the first one, you didn't hit that first metric as 70% of people still watching after the first 3 seconds, so you focus more on the first 3 seconds in the next video. Or maybe you didn't have a high completion rate and you saw in your audience retention graph that there was a huge dip, and then you go ahead and try to change that and adjust that in the next video. So essentially, you should be learning every single time that you post something on TikTok so that you can make your next post better, because odds are your niche doesn't actually have that many topics to talk about, so you could be uploading multiple videos on the same topic. Now this brings me to the last two big algorithm changes that you need to make sure that you're paying attention to. The first one is that you need to be using trending sounds more frequently on TikTok because they've changed what a trending sound is. Now a sound is only trending if you click into that sound and people are creating content similar to the content you're going to create, and there's been a viral video, over 100,000 views with that sound in the last 24 hours. If those two things aren't met, it's not a trending sound and you should go ahead and try to find another trending sound, because otherwise you could just be using an old sound. Now the final thing that you need to be doing is making sure you're breaking your content down into basically two different segments. You're gonna have short form content on TikTok, you're gonna have long form content on TikTok. Long form content are gonna be videos over 60 seconds long and you're going live. Short form content, they're gonna be those custom video memes, regular TikToks that are short, but then also those photo carousels. And you need to make sure that you're uploading each and every single one of those types of content if you wanna show up in every placement possible on TikTok right now and you wanna maximize the amount of reach that you're getting. Now let me ask you a question. Wouldn't you grow a lot quicker on TikTok and you'd get monetized a lot more easily if you had somebody like me helping you out the same way I helped this creator gain over 800,000 followers? Well then let me ask you another question if you answered yes to that. Why haven't you checked out this video right here that shows you the 3 different ways that we could work together so I can guarantee I help you grow quicker on TikTok and help you get monetized faster? I'll see you over there.